The mushroom looks so delicious, I want to eat it right away.
What's wrong, honey? Are you uncomfortable somewhere? Oh no, what did you just eat?
Hey folks, how's it going? I know I just talked about this one AI channel on YouTube a few weeks ago, but I'm back once more, a lot sooner than I expected. In that video, I said, oh yeah, YouTube's going down the drain when you see channels like this showing up, where it's like, okay, it's generated content, the lowest common denominator, just shoveling out content and videos and uploads, and it looks god-awful, and it's aimed towards children. Okay, I thought this is the beginning of the end. What I didn't realize is that we are already in the end, apparently. I had a viewer tell me about these AI cat video channels, as in there's multiple channels. And I thought, okay, I've seen these AI cat videos before on Twitter, and they're kind of like stupid, where it's like a cat falling off a boat and like fighting a shark or something. It's dumb. Okay, so what are these YouTube channels then? And I looked at them, and I saw the profile picture, and I'm like, oh, it's a cute little cat, I guess. It's stupid. But then you see the videos itself, and it's gore. It is just downright gore. I'm not talking like implying, it's just straight up gore. Blood and bones and organs and vomit. It's god awful. It is absolutely horrendous. And I had no idea that things were this bad already. It blows my mind. How come my videos get age restricted? I did a YouTube short like in December about the Christmas tree movie. Remember that one with the like mean lady with the orphans?
What a hangover.
Somehow that's a bit much. Okay, YouTube's like, sorry, Saberspark, we're gonna have to age restrict your YouTube short. I don't know why. I don't know what the hell. I even tried to appeal it, being like, hey, can we like get an actual human check this out? And they're like, no, it's age restricted. I'm sorry. Okay, fine, YouTube. I guess these things happen. But then I see channels like this, and they're not age restricted. These videos are not restricted whatsoever. How can you have this content up in your face and let it just run rampant, YouTube?
The kitten is still bullied by his friends at school.
And I also feel like this is some dead internet theory stuff, which is not even a theory anymore. The internet's like overwhelmingly just bots now. So I looked at the comments of these videos and I can't believe my eyes. I'm like, actual people wouldn't say these things. Here, I'll read a few of these comments for you. Hold on. This video is called Naughty's Kitten's Tree Climbing Accident. Let's look at some of the comments on this one. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's my brain cells flying away. So cute. And this one's interesting because someone says in the comment, you copied cute cat AI videos, which is like, I did the rare thing and look at a Reddit DM. And this is how I found out about these kinds of channels and videos. There was a YouTube channel called Cute Cat AI, and it's gone. The channel's dead, but it's like a Hydra here where a bunch of other heads emerge. Oh, one channel went down, no problem. It's AI garbage. We can just press the generate and steal content button and boom, we're back in business.
Mimi was on the shore, anxiously calling her father's name. Hearing his daughter's call, Mimi's father was given more strength to fight the octopus.
Another comment. Can you please stop making killing? I agree. Thank you for helping this poor kitten. Wow, this is eye-opening. Hope the kitten recovers soon. I doubt it. It got shot. This is so helpful. I'll be more cautious with my kitten. What are you talking about? What's going on? What are these comments even about? Thanks for spreading awareness about this. Nah, we're in the end game of humanity. I feel like if this with between the AI generated content and the dead internet theory and bots, it's like nothing is real anymore. I want real art from real people. Hell, I look back on those reaction videos back in the day. Remember when we were tough on like people doing reaction videos? Who would have guessed that 10 years later, that would be preferred? But this stuff right here is just AI garbage with bots in the comments. It's just, the internet's failed. So folks, I'm gonna go more into this rabbit hole, more like a cat graveyard, and talk about these videos And I'm gonna share with you how what we're seeing right now is just Elsagate all over again. Like we are actually like retreading this territory all over again, but in a much more terrifying and worse way. Watch this video get deleted like the last one I did. For those who don't know, I did a video about Elsagate back in like 2017 or 18, where I called out YouTube for these kinds of videos that were like Elsa getting her leg shaved or the surgery for like Mickey Mouse. And YouTube actually personally deleted my video. Not restricted, not copyright claimed. YouTube personally said this video is gone. So hey, that might happen again with me calling out them with this video. Let's go. But before we start, a quick shout out to this video sponsor, Helix. Which, by the way, folks, having sponsors like this helps us to make actual videos, actual recordings, actual scripts, pay actual editors. It's better than the AI garbage, so we appreciate the support. Folks, a lot of us this year have goals to make 2025 a brighter and more successful year than the old 24. I've certainly got a couple of my own. I gotta stop doom scrolling. I gotta get some more fresh air. I gotta lose a little bit of chub, if you know what I mean. But the most important one is that I got to wake up earlier than I usually do. I'm a bit of a bedhead when it comes to mornings, admittedly. So I'm going to be keeping an eye out on my circadian rhythm, let me tell you. And to help me aid in my resolution for better sleep is my trusty mattress from Helix Sleep. Folks, we've been singing their praises for years now, and their mission to provide premium mattresses tailored to your specific needs has remained resolute. This is all accommodated with free shipping right to your doorstep in the US. Bring Helix's recognizable packaging wherever you plan to set up your new premium mattress. Unbox it and then watch your mattress bring in the new year. Of course, bringing in your new mattress would not be possible without taking Helix's sleep quiz, the easiest way to get paired up with a mattress that suits your preferences. If you share your bed with a loved one, then we highly suggest giving the quiz a shot with the both of you. Make a date night out of it, and think about all the comfy possibilities down the road. My Midnight Lux and I were destined to be. If I weren't dedicated to my partner, I would slap a wig on my mattress and tell it all about how comfortable they make me feel, conforming to all my curves and lulling me to sleep with every touch. This is a dirty read. Who wrote this? What am I talking about? Okay, let me get back to it. Not only could this be you, but you'll also not be left wanting with many mattresses to choose from. Whether it's the award-winning Luxe and Ultra Premium Elite collections, and the Helix Plus for big and tall sleepers, you can find a mattress that loves you as much as you love it. And there's even the Helix Kids mattress designed for growing little ones. Hell, even pets love Helix Sleep. I recently got a new little dachshund named Jenna. She's a jerk. I have a big king-size Helix bed. My girlfriend gets half, and then Jenna gets the other half, and I sleep on a corner right over there. It's my cross to bear. And we're kicking off this new year with a renewed vision for our better selves. And we could not be happier that Helix is here to join us for the ride. They're running their New Year's final hour sale now. So click the link down below in the description to get 20% off your Helix mattress plus 2 pillows for free. Get your New Year's resolutions off on the right foot with a mattress that will energize you for the days and months ahead. Thanks again to Helix for partnering up with us for the new year. And now, back to the video. So what is Elsagate? Some of you probably remember. So back in the day, God, I can't believe I can say that now, during like the mid to late 2010s, there was this surge of a genre of YouTube that came to be known as Elsagate content. And it was videos that were like very lowbrow, lowest common denominator garbage, where it's all like sensationalized, easy, cheap made videos. Oh, it's a little cartoon of Elsa, poorly animated, and she's shooting fire, or she's pregnant, and Spider-Man knocked her up. Ah. And these videos were marketed towards children because there's something about kids where they see thumbnails and videos of like, oh don't know, someone's feet in like bugs, or a woman who's pregnant, or a little baby farting or something. It's really weird. I don't know, there's some psychology behind it. I don't know, I don't want to know really, but I guess dumb little kid brains seeing these thumbnails and videos saying, well, I want to watch more, because they're dumb children. I don't blame the kids as much as I blame the channels who make this content trying to lure them in. So these videos were created for volume. They're upload, 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 upload. Not high quality animation or storytelling. It's all mindless and brainless and stupid and low quality. And YouTube finally got complaints. People raised the alarm, especially parents, and YouTube actually banished these ElsaGate videos. They were kind of done away with. And they kind of came back in a smaller degree, but they never really got that foothold they once had originally. Until now. They're back, baby, and they're going through AI. Who would have guessed? Who would have guessed the folks who made low quality garbage with like cheap cartoons would go the path of AI? It says a lot about them, right? And who would have guessed that these low quality cartoons made by people would actually be missed? At least there's effort. At least there was some degree of like trying to make something, but now it's like just type in a prompt, boom, content. There it is. And also it's stealing too. So it's awful across the board. And here's the worst part, folks, is that YouTube rewards upload consistency. And because these AI videos are just easily made content, they win. Now, I do think some of these views are botted, where I'm like, okay, you've got like 20 comments and 1 million views. I kind of doubt the legitimacy of these views. But there are quite a few of these channels where they've got nothing to lose. They can just keep pressing generate content, generate content. We have nobody, we have to pay really for expenses. So we pocket everything. And YouTube's like, what's that? You're uploading an hour-long video a day? Good job. We're gonna keep like suggesting you in the algorithm. What's that? You're using a horrific image of a cat's stomach split open? That's fine. It's like YouTube actually rewards this behavior, and that sucks. And the format is once again very similar to the ElsaGate content from back in the day. Gore and surgery and bugs and parasites and pregnant and blood. It's awful. These are things where, again, I can understand a kid being like noticing these things. It catches their eye because it's so graphic, and them being curious, like morbidly curious. But like YouTube, this is on you. Why do these videos exist? They should not exist. How do they break through the filters? How does my video get hit? Yet this stuff is fucking rampant. Oh yeah, in addition to that, generative AI is theft and should be illegal, just straight out the gate. So this sucks across the board. This is the worst timeline. Everything is awful. In this video, a cat walks through a pile of mud and gets parasites and throws up on an operating table. In this one, a little kitten gets its stomach cut open and its brains somehow also cracked open. Oh, this one has more vomits. Yay! I can't believe that the channel I talked about initially, I'm like, this is bad. Look how awful it is. And then I see this stuff and I'm like, oh my God, these cat videos are like 100 times worse. And they're everywhere. These AI channels are like an invasive species in an ecosystem where you've got creators trying to keep up with the demand of putting out good videos, or at least videos, but then these AI channels arrive and they're like, we're just gonna overwhelm everything. It sucks. It absolutely sucks. And it sucks so hard that YouTube rewards it. And it feels so hypocritical to their filters. When you upload a video, you have to put in like, oh, does this video have gore in it? And I'm sure that the channel who uploads this stuff, the channels, are like, no, it's totally fine. There's no gore whatsoever. And YouTube's like, okay, got it. Yeah, your system's broken, YouTube.
Kids love to eat fast food and watch their phones with skippy toilet animation.
So how do we fix this? Well, report these videos, report these channels, make a fuss about it. YouTube typically doesn't get off its ass unless there's enough bad PR to make them actually react. I'm gonna tweet about it. I'm gonna contact them about it. I'm gonna make a fuss about it because these channels are so bad for the content creating ecosystem. This hurts everyone. These channels steal art. These channels break the rules. These channels add nothing to the conversation. They are the worst things I've ever seen on YouTube. And that says a lot considering how bad some of these videos are on YouTube. And if we don't take action now, it will get so much worse as time goes on. I know I say like this is the worst so far, but that could all be relative to what the future has in store if YouTube does not take action now. So yes, folks, consider this video more of a PSA of where we stand. I'm not trying to fearmonger. I'm not trying to say all is lost, but I'm setting up the flare to say, folks, this is where we stand and we have to do something about it because this is the worst stuff I've ever seen on YouTube and it must be stopped. But hey, what do you all think? Tell me down below in the comments and I'll see you all next time.
I really did not think that we as a society could sink lower than Cocomelon. I am genuinely impressed how low we are willing to go when it comes to what we expose children to. One day, we will have a president who grew up on Johnny and Elsagate. And after that, there'll be one who's raised on AI-generated content farms. And so when you're old and withered, piled into a retirement home looking at the scorched earth surrounding you, just know, this was your doing. Okay, well, not your doing. I don't know what you do in your spare time. Except for you right there. I know what you did. The AI art debacle has been underway for about a year now, I want to say. I remember when everyone was using DALL-E and giggling at that little grid of 9 or so crappy AI-generated images of Peter Griffin that make him look like he belongs in a YouTuber's creepypasta thumbnail. But over time, with technology rapidly advancing, we've seen more and more folks come out to discuss how scary of a concept this is and what it could mean for our future. I recall when those automated checkout lanes and robot waiters were introduced, everyone stood back in awe at the prospect of most manual labor becoming obsolete in the future. I guess people are just gonna have to aim for more creative jobs in the arts and such. Not anymore. In the past couple months, we've begun seeing more and more companies opt out of commissioning artists for promotional pieces in favor of quickly typing up a couple of keywords and getting the same, if not more generic, results. From websites like DeepAI, Canva, Microsoft Designer, there's millions of these things popping up. I could go on for days. Not just tiny mom and pop businesses either. We've got Wacom, Burger King, although I'd argue those posters hardly represented the actual food anyways. There's an argument to be made about harmful and non-harmful use of AI. Like, I really don't think generating something like Mr. Cheddar is that egregious on its own if you ignore the fact that you're still feeding the AI technically and therefore contributing towards its further growth. But that's not what I'm talking about today. Because beyond the large corporations and 12-year-olds using it for fun, a new job that has been created thanks to the wonders of auto-generated content is the AI entrepreneur. People who are making thousands of dollars, not by using AI, but by teaching others how to use AI. These tools that are literally designed to be as easily accessible as possible, yet a large portion of the folks who use it still need someone to hold their hand and walk them through the steps. Suddenly everyone's an artist! And you can be too. All you need is a phone and access to the internet, and now you can make your own art or animation business. It's that easy. I mean, at least that's what I've been told.
You won't believe it, but this YouTube channel is making $10,000 per month easily.
So why are we lagging behind? Let's join the billion-dollar animation industry, because we will make animation videos with AI.
Hey, welcome to my new AI animation tutorial. This is a shiny new updated approach, let's call it version 2. Showing a new and potentially lower cost and slightly simpler way to bring AI images of characters and scenes to life.
Like, I could sit here for 20 minutes and make fun of a person's AI image for having 6 fingers, 4 eyeballs, and 2 dicks. But not only is that just pointing out the obvious, but also feels to consider how fast this stuff is evolving, where they can now make entire animations using AI. And you can pick apart any technical issues you want, but I guarantee you in a month, it'll be way past that. Instead, I want to talk about the modern equivalent of snake oil salesmen. These losers who are using this as an opportunity to fill their pockets by making valueless tutorial videos on how to set up your very own AI content farm. They're scamming, admittedly dumb people, by giving them this false hope that if they simply follow their advice, they can become millionaires within just just a couple easy clicks. You know what does take just a couple easy clicks, however? Getting a brand new pair of wireless earbuds from Recon. This video is sponsored by Recon. I've talked about Recons before, so trust me when I say I use these on the daily for listening to podcasts, YouTube videos, whatever. They're great. Not only do they have amazing sound quality with excellent noise isolating, but they also have a super long battery life. Again, I use these just about every day, and I couldn't tell you the last time I charged them. It was undoubtedly months ago. These things are water resistant too if you accidentally drop them in a puddle or, I don't know, the toilet or something. I don't know what you do in your day. They come in all these cool colors, and they're also incredibly affordable, offering the same, if not better quality than other wireless earbuds at half the price. So what are you waiting for? Go to buyrecon.com/lsmark for 20% off your order plus free shipping. Once again, that's buyrecon.com/lsmark for 20% off your order plus free shipping. And thanks Recon for sponsoring this video. If you've somehow managed to avoid these AI content farms, then my non-existent hats off to you. I wish I could say the same. See, the other day I was looking into videos about scoring film and TV, just searching up general terms like writing film scores or composing for animation. And I guess that last one set something off because I was met with a plethora of these crappy AI kids nursery rhymes. And not just the rhymes, but also how to make them. Even weirder, these channels aren't hiding their laziness. You know, if I was making mindless spam that rots away kids' minds purely for profit, I would at the very least try to disguise it. But no! These are accounts that will advertise the fact that they're AI in the titles, thumbnails, even the videos themselves. Although I suppose you could have guessed that anyway. With the use of AI for these means and the more it becomes normalized in our society, I think the reality of the situation we face is that we're all just gonna have to accept that AI is here to stay, it ain't going anywhere. How do you fight what doesn't have a soul? You think parents would actually care about what content their kid is consuming at such an impressionable age? But no, quite the opposite as a matter of fact. This is nothing new. Everyone was saying the exact same thing when Spider-Man and Elsa Kinder Surprise egg videos were all the rage. It's simply the next form of that, just to an even more lazy degree. You know, at least the Bradbury brothers had to go to the store, buy some discount costumes, feel each other up. That takes some effort. However, now with technology rapidly advancing, we are now able to shit out this content as quickly and as effortlessly as possible.
And just so you know, I've been timing this entire time it's been taking me to create this, and it's only taken me about 18 minutes.
Two little puppies sitting on the couch. Wiggle, waggle, wiggle.
Yeah, I could tell. And the thing is, the average person looking at this likely doesn't notice or care. Not just the kids, the parents too. We've already seen the effects of this taking place, like with that Willy Wonka experience everyone has not shut the fuck up about for the past couple weeks. See, some clever businessman in Glasgow wanted to advertise his upcoming Willy Wonka experience where kids could come in, be amazed by the glorious sets, eat some sweets, have a joyous time all round. Only problem is it looked nothing like that.
It's the end.
But who cares? They got their money from it. And honestly, there's something to be said about somebody dumb enough to believe this deserving to be scammed. These are adults who never learned not to touch the stove as a kid. I think with how widespread this has been, we're gonna start seeing somebody try to step in and put a stop to this, but when/if something happens with that, I can't imagine it would go much further than banning the use of AI imagery when in relation to advertising. A first step for sure, but that certainly won't stop these content farms from trucking along. Parents just want something quick to keep their kids busy while they watch The Masked Singer. And with how much fear-mongering there always is with overly sensitive parents terrified of their kids seeing something that has any semblance of sticks or scary imagery or, God forbid, a gay person, they're more than happy to sit their glorified houseplant in front of the most bland, palatable content imaginable. Which made it even funnier to me when these videos got infiltrated by that Momo thing a while back. Wait, when was that? Half a decade ago? Gotta sit down after hearing that. There are gonna be kids nostalgic for this soon, just think about that. But it was like instant karma. You wanna corrode your kid's brain by showing them nothing but mindless tripe? Well, here's something that'll really knock their socks off. Poor kids and all, but I think it'd give a lot of parents the kick in the ass needed to actually monitor what their 2-year-old is doing on the internet, something they should have been doing in the first place. With AI, it's especially scary. Sure, they're not being introduced to softcore fetish videos, but I seriously have to wonder how this is going to affect some of these kids in the future. Like, even on the most fundamental level, does it really seem that smart to sit your kid in front of this all day? Gun? I don't know, the development of my kid's brain isn't really something I want to give AI the responsibility of. People were already saying this with YouTube in general, considering the bot feeding your kid this stuff is already an AI. But now it's an AI recommending your kid content made by an AI. The future sure sounds magical. This makes it, of course, harder for folks to make sure what it's showing their kids is actually suitable for them. You think the guy making these things gives a shit about what occasionally slips through the cracks? You know, me personally, I wouldn't trust this guy with the well-being of my child's education. Even then, like, wouldn't this fuck with the fundamentals like basic facial recognition? Little Jimmy's gonna be staring at his mum wondering where a third eyebrow is. It's only gonna become more prevalent though, with a small handful of channels reaching monumental success and shitting out this stuff. It's opened up so many more opportunities for uncreative hacks to make some money off this. And that's where the tutorial channels come in. There are so many of these things. I just started throwing them all in my watch laters to come back to, but because of that, I guess YouTube's algorithm assumed I wanted more of this. And so now my recommendations have been forever tainted by trash AI entrepreneurs. And believe you me, there are tons of these things. They are everywhere, all teaching you how to do the exact same things. Although it makes me question, if AI content creation is so easy, then why do you need so many tutorials on how to do it? But I guess some are struggling with it, because these channels are raking in hundreds of thousands of views through helping you how to take advantage of young impressionable kids and their stupid parents. There are so many methods they go through. Some teach you how to download pre-made green screen animations and insert them onto backgrounds and editing software. Some teach you how to use ChatGPT to make up phony kids songs and then throwing together tweened animations to correlate to the words. There are some that are even lazier by teaching you how to make those Instagram, TikTok, YouTube short content farms that just steal clips from other videos like interview or sports highlights. Auto-generate some captions that half the time aren't accurate to what's actually being said, or simply taking a famous quote paired with AI visuals so you can act like you're giving the viewer some imperative life advice they can then like and comment and share with their loved ones. And finally, we have the bottom of the barrel. The videos that have basically zero human involvement aside from the mere click of a mouse. You know, at least this lady has to move the dog to where she wants it to start and end and physically cut the shots together. Hard stuff. But here are videos which are written, composed, voiced, and visualized with next to no human involvement. In a lot of ways, it's incredibly impressive that our everyday technology is now capable of doing this. But in a lot of other ways, it's shit. That was a brief overview, and I assure you we're going to delve more into these methods later. But for now, I want to go into the people actually making these videos. If you have ever tried making content on this website, there is a 100% chance you've come across one of those channels trying to gather ad revenue from you by promising to give you the tips and tricks needed to become a massive YouTuber. They all specify the current year in the titles, which makes you feel as if you're going to be given some top-tier advice about whatever new thing the algorithm is obsessed with showing you. But then you watch the video, and they all say the same shit. Make a good title. Make a good thumbnail. Talk about trending topics. Have a good intro. Like, thanks buddy, you want to teach me how to dress myself next? Huh, here we go. What they won't tell you. I want to know what they won't tell me. Whoever they is. What is the appropriate time to get a camera? Do you need a MacBook? Camera recommendations. Back to the camera.
There is 2 ways to get more watch hours, and that is 1, upload like crazy. Make sure you're uploading.
Wonderful, yeah, I hadn't tried that. When she said to upload at least 2 to 3 times a week, that's a fact. You will definitely see growth. Well, who is this? You're making one too? It's a never-ending cycle. It's weird though, you know, you think if you had the ultra secret strats to becoming the next Mr. Beast, then your channel would have like 1 million subs by now. Strange. I guess their satisfaction simply comes from instilling their knowledge onto others. How wholesome. There are people, though, that have reached major success through doing this, to the point where there are whole channels dedicated to giving you this bland advice. But it becomes apparent fairly quickly that this guy doesn't actually want you to grow on YouTube, at least not without filling his pockets first. Yeah, you can use these videos to get fantastic advice for your YouTube channel, but if that miraculously doesn't work, well, you know, you can always just spend a couple $100 taking a 90-day course. How would you like me to hold you by the hand as you 10 times your views and reach 1,000 subs? It's literally worded in the most pandering way possible. I'm sure this has worked on thousands of seps out there. Also, don't try to find these people or anything. They're not doing anything that egregious. Well, maybe this guy is. But I just personally don't like this method of content creation where you get views and attention off making others feel like they're missing out on something if they don't watch your advice videos or further pay for your input. Which is just spouting the same shit that every single other advice video does. Although now these channels are becoming obsolete too, because now we got guys showing you how to use AI chatbots to give you advice on how to grow your channel.
Apparently this tool can help you get 1,000 subscribers in 22 seconds. Let's find out, shall we?
I'm sure this bot gives you fantastic advice, and this fella has absolutely nothing to gain from promoting it to you. Okay, back on topic. These AI entrepreneurs are just doing the same thing as those tutorial channels, except instead of talking about how to make a YouTube channel and the tips and tricks to know, they're teaching you how to do something even simpler. Like, at the end of the day, you can watch as many generic YouTube growth videos as you want, but you still need to go there and actually make the content. That's tough. Sure would be nice if we just didn't have to do it at all. Okay, you know what? Let's do an experiment. ChatGPT. Write me a video in the style of YouTuber LS Mark about the dangers of using AI to create content farms aimed at children. Okay, video begins with upbeat music playing. Alright, that's your cue, Simply Dad. LS Mark appears on screen with a big smile. Hey there, lovely people. Okay, already, does that sound like me? Let's see. Until next time, take care, and remember to keep spreading those positive vibes. Yeah, alright, that's enough of that. Similarly to those advice channels, these AI bros are all just spotting the same shit. I seriously wonder why there needs to be so many channels teaching you how to do the exact same thing. And they're all structured the exact same.
This channel has managed to snag almost 1 million subscribers crafting, enchanting, kids learning videos.
This channel has only one video uploaded, has already gained over 2,000 subscribers, and their first video has gained almost 60,000 views.
Recently, I found a YouTube channel. They're getting really good amount of money.
You know what? I can't even talk. There's already going to be hundreds of comments asking why I sound like this. I like that most of them have to specify that they can teach you how to make faceless videos. Like, yeah, I wouldn't want my face anywhere near this shit either. This stuff works, though. Now, of course, not everyone is going to blow up from doing this. Stuff, but a slight margin of folks out there are making a living off this. Like, this girl's got a play button, that's nothing to scoff at. And of course, when talking about these guys, there's an element of don't hate the player, hate the game. But in this instance, I hate both. It's passionless. How do you do this every day and not worry that what you're putting out into the world is completely vapid and meaningless? But I think the answer to that goes back to COVID of all things. Of course, content farms have been around for a long time, well before the pandemic. You had those bizarre animations revolving around popular franchises like Sonic, Five Nights at Freddy's, Among Us, whatever. But I really think that the pandemic forcing everyone to be at home and unfortunately resulting in a lot of folks losing their jobs is what has caused an uprising in this sort of content.
Yeah, sorry, I don't mean to interrupt the video like that, but this dude has a fake-ass play button in the background of the video, bruh. Like, you can't make this shit up.
More and more people want to be their own boss, justifiably so. Knowing that your entire career could crumble in an instant because of something that happened on the other side of the world, you know, mustn't be nice. And that, more than anything, is what I believe has resulted in us getting so many of these AI entrepreneurs. It's all about the hustle. Sites like TikTok have made it so you're always just one step away, one viral post, from being an overnight sensation. And so regular people with no real talent or aspirations are playing that lottery, doing whatever they can to make a passive income so that they don't have to go back to that depressing 9 to 5. there's an air of sadness around it all. It's not about integrity or the quality of content of these people, it's simply about making money, getting that bag. You think these guys actually give a shit about what they're producing? Of course not. It's about trying anything and everything and sticking with what works. It just so happens that the advancement of AI has come around at that exact same time as the growing number of people who want to manage their own, business. For lack of a better term, it's not real business. In reality, there's so many easy ways you can take advantage of people online for money. Checking out these tutorial channels really opened my eyes to how many different methods there are. Way more than I thought. Like, here's an AI lady who's trying everything under the sun, and it seems that what's worked for her is just showing you what you can do for money, and collecting the ad revenue of others who are buying into this, genuinely thinking that they've cracked some code. How to create passive income with storybooks means just asking an AI to write you a story, give it a phony AI cover, then plopping it on Amazon for free and hoping that you'll trick enough people each month to pay your rent. Honestly, it's really scummy how you're just able to do this without even specifying anywhere that it was auto-generated by a computer. It's fucked. Make $43,000 a month selling AI pet portraits. Very easy. It is very easy. Just offer pet portrait commissions on Etsy and throw the reference image given into an AI program to make it look fancy, like you actually did something. Might as well just throw a Photoshop filter on it and call it a day. The comments here showcase a big problem with all these business ideas being so easy to accomplish now, however. I tried. Nobody wanted to buy my portraits. Sad face. Huh. It's almost like when everyone thinks they're an artist and 50,000 people all create the same pet portrait business, it's harder for your AI shop to stand apart from the other 49,999 AI shops. Huh. Easiest AI side hustle to start? No. No skills. Just make AI stickers. Yeah, sure I'm gonna get a lot out of the 25-cent profits from these things. Might as well just quit my job now. Just go buy my sticker. Somebody actually had to draw it. Anyways, this is all incredibly lazy. That should go without saying. Lazy is the word of the day here.
Dive into Maya and the starfish, where every wave whispers secrets and every grain of sand holds stories waiting to be told.
This is really good.
There's a larger topic that I don't want to delve into too much, but it certainly sets a scary precedent for the future, and that's people who treat YouTube and content creation as some kind of algorithm game, almost like stocks. This to me is mostly at the fault of TikTok and YouTube Shorts. It's way easier to grow by using those platforms. Hell, I got like 17,000 followers on TikTok just from re-uploading my YouTube Shorts. But it is much harder there to build an actual dedicated fanbase who likes you for you. So don't even try. Simply download other content and have your page just spam it out and rake in the profits. You think anyone is going to actually care that you didn't make this thing? What are you, stupid?
This video cost me, I think, $250 to produce, and it ended up producing 20,000 US.
Then, you can use a small portion of that money to hire other people to continue spamming out that content, and while that's continuing, you can start a new channel within a different niche, spam out as much as you can, hire a guy to run that channel, and the cycle continues until you are successfully dominating every niche on the website.
Where do you get access to these footage thingies? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, so what you have to do is there's two things you can do. You can either just download it from another YouTube channel.
This guy, Noah Morris, is smart. Very smart, as a matter of fact. He is collecting millions off running content farms throughout the website. So many that he can't even mention their names. And it seems like he is the prime example of what many of these creators want to do. And that's spend as little money as possible producing content on a specific niche, get to the point where you can hire a scriptwriter and voiceover people to start doing the work for you, and use some of those profits to start up a page in a different community and do the same thing. It's genius, really. The YouTube algorithm has always been something creators whine about when their videos don't do well, but it isn't unpredictable. So all we're seeing here is people who have come in, dedicated the time and energy to learn that algorithm and figure out how to get it to react positively to their channels, and just upload. quickly adapting to any new trends, which right now is the Faceless YouTube channel. Courtroom videos, police interrogations, body cam footage. If you can pump out this sort of stuff consistently with a high enough quality, you're golden. And again, at the very least, this guy is bothering to actually employ scriptwriters and voice actors, not because he actually cares about the ethics of using AI for content creation, instead because he's smart enough to be aware of the immense backlash it would cause, as well as the lower quality it makes your video look.
How does AI feed into that? Is there a space for completely AI generated videos?
No, I don't think that will be accepted anytime soon. I think it's quite Wild West out there right now. I think there's going to be some massive backlash coming in.
But what we're seeing now with the uptick in folks dedicating channels to AI reading out Reddit stories or narrating movie clips or whatever is undoubtedly the result of people seeing success stories similar to Noah and wanting to replicate that. Clearly not understanding that if this guy has the money and knowledge to completely dominate any niche he's in, then what's the use in you competing when all you have is the advice that he gives you? But whatever. Again, I'm of the belief, make your money. If you sat down, learned the YouTube algorithm, and want to squeeze that for all it's worth, go for it. What am I gonna do? More power to you. Not that it even matters anyway, not that they're gonna get annoyed. There's no passion for video creation here, clearly. The passion is for making money. But who cares? I like money too. Got super chats, by the way. But my issue primarily comes from the people who see this and want to also make a quick buck, just without putting any effort into it. It's the people who want to stick their nose in every possible money-making avenue, but the only way they can think of using it to their advantage isn't by actually learning a skill, but instead trying their best to use AI to do the thing for them, hoping that will bring them their desired outcome. Like, look at this. Here's a guy who is trying to make money by showing you how you can use ChatGPT to create a phony online course that you can then sell for money. Why?
But the courses I previously created came with a massive investment in terms of both time and money. The one on this channel took me months to make, but now AI can do most, if not all, of the work for you.
You do it then! If it's so easy, then why don't you take down your YouTube growth course and replace it with the AI?
You are accused of being too serious. How do you plead?
Here are 10 banned candies that can kill. Part 4. Because no matter how tasty candy might be, it should never be deadly. Exploding gum.
An explosion of flavor!
How many times did you freak out as a kid because you swallowed a piece of gum and thought you were going to die? Yeah, thanks, urban legends. While chewing and swallowing regular chewing gum will most likely have no deadly consequences, there was one chewing incident back in 2009 that attracted a lot of attention and had a fatal outcome. A 25-year-old Ukrainian chemistry student had big dreams of becoming a scientist and decided to experiment with various chemicals during his Christmas break.
Yes, science!
He found that by dipping his favorite stick of gum in citric acid before chewing, it enhanced the gum's sourness, as well as prolonged its taste. However, one night, Vladimir dipped it in the wrong bowl, a fatal mistake that would cost him his life. Instead of dipping it in the citric acid, he dipped it in an unidentified chemical, possibly an explosive. After only one chew, the gum exploded in his mouth, killing him instantly.
Piece of gum?
No, thank you.
Yikes. The things people do for science. Roadkill gummy candy.
Nutty Bars, Bazooka, Pez, Smarties, Pringles.
With so many different types of gummy candies available, it can sometimes be hard to stand out from the crowd. Maybe that's why, back in 2005, Kraft thought it would be a good idea to go off book and come up with some highly controversial candy. The bag of roadkill gummy sweets featured all kinds of colorful animals like snakes, squirrels, and even chickens that had been, well, roadkilled. They even had tire marks on them, just to add a little realism. While these gummies were supposed to be a harmless, tasty snack, they struck a sensitive chord with animal activists, and it eventually led to their demise. Apparently, roadkill gummy candies were promoting the idea of injuring animals and was sending the wrong message, especially from a so-called wholesome corporation like Kraft, at least according to numerous campaigns that followed the release of the candy. Golly. Activists were claiming that representing critters run over by cars as a fun treat would encourage children to be cruel to animals. Kraft ended up stopping production of the fruit-flavored critters that same year. Candy cigarettes.
If you want to grow up fast, take one of these.
This one doesn't need a lot of explanation as to why they were banned and why they could possibly kill you. Candy cigarettes were sold practically everywhere at one point and were modeled after grown-up cigarettes. Real-life cigarette manufacturers even helped with the production of the candy, using the same exact branding on the packaging, just to make things even more authentic. They were made of either chalky sugar, bubblegum, or chocolate and wrapped in paper. The cream of the crop, though, were the ones with the powdered sugar at the tip. You could blow through the candy stick and make it look like you were blowing smoke.
Yeah, well, who is this for exactly? Like, are we teaching kids how to smoke?
Well, I know that's the thing.
With almost identical packaging and branding, candy cigarettes were the perfect way for kids to mirror exactly what their parents were doing. Studies have even shown that the percentage of smokers who had candy cigarettes as a child was higher than those who didn't smoke. As medical organizations around the world became more aware of the dangers of smoking, many countries like Turkey, Saudi Arabia, Ireland, Brazil, Norway, and Finland decided to ban the candy, while the US simply changed the label to candy sticks.
Yo, man, you got a cigarette?
Kinder Surprise.
You just blew the best thing you had going for you. You just blew the element of surprise.
This candy is the definition of a controversy. Some will claim to still see Kinder Surprise eggs in stores, and while it might be accurate, the truth is there aren't supposed to be any. Indeed, the fun, tasty treat has been banned in the United States for quite a while now. The little toy found inside the chocolate can apparently be confused by some kids as another candy, increasing the risk of choking. Even if banning the candy might seem a little overboard, incidents have actually happened in the past.
Hey, I almost choking again.
Isn't there a first aid chart around here somewhere?
Like in 2016, when a 3-year-old in France died after choking on a toy from the chocolate egg. Yes, the eggs do bear a warning stating that the toys are not suitable for children under 3 years due to the presence of small parts, but that didn't stop the treat from getting kicked out of the country. To avoid any confusion, Kinder did come up with another type of chocolate egg with a toy, Kinder Joy, only packaged differently. One half of the egg contains the candy, a sweet cream topped with cocoa wafer bites, and the other half holds the toy. This hasn't slowed down the egg hunt, however, as over 60,000 smuggled eggs were seized by U.S. border officials in 2011 alone. So yeah, you might see some in stores, but just know, you probably shouldn't.
Kinder Joy is 2 surprises in 1.
Tamarind lollipops.
What we call cavities on a stick.
We're all for eating candy from around the world, and Mexican candy makers sure make some sweet treats. However, some of those candies haven't always been so fault-free. Tamarind lollipops, for instance, the soft, dark brown tamarind fruit candy on a white or orange striped stick, were banned from the U.S. market back in 2001 after they were found to contain excessively high levels of lead by the California Department of Health Services.
Ow! What the?
The threat was mostly from the imported tamarind candy labeled under the Dolmex brand Bolorindo and was found to pose a significant health risk. The investigation began after a 2-year-old child from Orange County was found with very high levels of lead in his system following a routine blood test. The culprit? The child had eaten the lollipops in question prior to his visit. There were also 2 other cases of lead poisoning associated with tamarind lollipops found in Stanislaus County, which led to the candy candy being banned, at least until the poisoning problem could be controlled. Lead poisoning will damage the central nervous system and can cause severe learning and behavioral disorders. While the candy itself contained about 0.2 parts per million of lead, it wasn't the only problem.
Oh, whose side are you on?
The candy wrappers, something children will often lick or chew, had 21,000 to 22,000 parts per million of lead, while the sticks contained about 400 parts per million. Hippy sippy.
Just hook it to my veins!
As a child, we all loved to play pretend. Pretend family, pretend school, pretend anything, really. But as a parent, it seemed like hippie sippies were taking the pretend game a little too far, and it's pretty easy to see why.
How do you do, fellow kids?
What? The rather edgy and experimental candy was made in 1968 and imported from Japan by R.J. Albert & Sons. This candy basically proves that just about anything could be put on the market back in those days. The confection was meant to replicate the hippie culture, only in a supposed kid-friendly manner. The plastic toy was filled with multicolored pellets meant to represent uppers and downers.
Nancy's too smart to put that in her body. It's only for losers.
Modeled after a hypodermic needle, kids needed to suck on the needle in order to get the candy. Still kid-friendly? Obviously, parents weren't so happy about their kids pretending to take illicit substances, and glamorizing it in the form of a candy was said to be enticing and could lead to future drug use. Hippy Sippy, thankfully, only stayed on the shelves for less than a year, but if you do some digging around online, you might still be able to get your hands on one. Or you could always just say no. Lollipipe.
Give me all your candy and gum. Who are you and why do you want our candy?
Okay, while this candy was technically never meant to be sold to children, the fact is, it's still candy, and kids love candy, meaning it was only a matter of time before a little rascal stumbled upon one. Lollipipe is yet another candy that was accused of glamorizing illicit substances, only this time the point was a little more blatant. It was an edible candy that resembled a smoking pipe, you know, the kind some grown-ups like to use to smoke their greens. It was released in the late 2000s and was targeted to adult smokers who wanted to add a little bit of sugar to their routine. The candy pipe used to be sold exclusively online and required a valid ID of 18 years or older to purchase, but it wasn't long before they ended up in retail stores across the country. It was from that moment on that things started to get a bit more touchy.
Hey kid, get in my van and I'll give you some candy.
No, my mom says I shouldn't.
Even though lollipipes were not intended for children, they did come in a wide range of colors, had an interesting shape, and were made of candy. So, of course, it couldn't keep curious kids from being intrigued. Parents grew concerned about all the questions their kids began asking about the strange candy and eventually complained to the company, claiming lollipipes were promoting bad habits to young people.